guys, Tim Pokemon here. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how I've gotten over 600 shiny Pokemon in the last 90 days. During the season of Hidden Gems, I've found a boatload of shiny Pokemon. Not exactly 600, but actually over 600 shiny Pokemon in the last 90 days, in the last 3 months. This season has been absolutely incredible. Now, when you're watching this, it's the last day of the season, and tomorrow's going to be my last shiny finds of the season. There's going to be a vlog for that, but we're going to go over everything I found this season. It's been absolutely crazy. If we go age 0 to 90, you're going to see on the top, boom, 637 shinies. Yes, and honestly, it's probably higher than that. It's probably closer to 700 if I'm being completely honest, because of course we do shiny transfer videos and I've transferred a decent amount of shinies, but we got ourselves a ton of shinies so far this season. So let's just go ahead and just break everything down, sit down, grab a cup of water or something like that, stay hydrated, and let's get into these shinies because we got tons and tons to go through. Now, 600 shinies again is insane for the 3-month period, but for the year I've hit actually over 1,300 shinies. It's absolutely crazy. My goal for the year was to hit 1,000 because I hit 1,000 last year. I hit 1,007. We already beat that. We're at like 1,300, and it's August. It's about to be September. What is going on? But let's get into it. Come on, I gotta stop stalling. But we got ourselves shiny Wooper to start the season. That was our first shiny of the whole season, and I love Wooper, and I really hope we get shiny Paldean Wooper at some point the next season. But hopefully we pick up, a couple Woopers then. Then we got ourselves a bunch of gold shinies because we had that gold research day, and we got this 96 shiny Caterpie, which for some reason I never fully evolved, but I guess we take it. I was planning on evolving that during GoFest because it was going to have a special move, and I forgot about it. So my bad. Then we got ourselves a bunch of shiny Magikarp. Love the shiny Fish. Quick keyword, shiny Magikarp. And yeah, we got ourselves a bunch of shinies that were, of course, the golden shinies, which was awesome. That whole day was a lot of fun. Then we got ourselves a Rhyhorn right at the end of that day. I vividly remember that. Starly, we're going to see a decent amount of those this season. Got another Marill. Also going to see a decent amount of those this season. Skitty, Fletchling, Lotad. I love the purple on Lotad. It's honestly a really nice shiny, if I'm being completely honest. And then we got a shiny Magmie, my first ever one. That one was pretty exciting. It just caught me out of nowhere. It was a solo 5k egg, and I'm gonna be honest, I should have been recording all my solo eggs because we've had a couple shiny hatches from solo eggs, and I'm gonna be talking about that throughout like the whole thing. But yeah, honestly, it's been crazy. Got ourselves the I forgot what event the name of the event was, but the event that released shiny Clauncher, and we got ourselves tons of shinies that week. We got an Alolan Executor, Finneon, our first ever Frillish. Got ourselves Krabby, Staryu, Wingull. Krabby was actually during that crab spotlight hour that was just hectic. There was so many Pokemon spawning, including Clauncher. Then we got Galarian Zigzagoon. You're gonna see that as a theme this season. I got way too many of those, and I've transferred a decent amount of them. Then we got ourselves tons and tons and tons of shiny Axew, but unfortunately, most of them were bad IVs, they just weren't good. Then we got ourselves a shiny Seedot. We evolved that. Got ourselves an Alolan Executor. Got 2 of those. What's up? Tentacool, Horsey. I love shiny Horsey, honestly. And that one actually completed my line at that time, which was pretty cool. Then we also got another shiny Finneon. Completed that shiny line. That one took me forever to complete. It was released during a Safari Zone, I believe, or something like that. And it just took me a while to go ahead and complete that. And I was very happy to go ahead and pick up the second one. But then we got ourselves some more shinies with Marill, Bidoof, Starly, Binacle, another Galarian Zigzagoon, 2 of them. Again, a theme. Lotad, Ladybug. Ladybug loved me during the Solstice event. Oh my gosh. I could not stop finding shiny Ladybug that week. I think I had 6 of them, and as you can see, only 3 of them survived because I transferred some of them because it was pissing me off. Then we got ourselves this, a tiny shiny Solrock. This was pretty exciting and pretty cool considering, look at the size difference. This thing is tiny. So we got a tiny sun, which was pretty cool. And yeah, I was very happy to pick this up. And you can see Galarian Zigzagoon is a common thing in this season. You can see there's just like a line of them throughout this event. Then we got ourselves the insane weekend, last day to this event. Quick keyword shiny Fomantis, because this was the brand new shiny this event. I was 500 encounters in, got 2 on a night grind, and then got a 3rd one the day after. It was absolutely crazy. Now, what was kind of scary is, look at these IVs. They're basically identical, but I still have to max this thing out. Honestly, I completely forgot to go ahead and catch every Fomantis this weekend. This weekend during GoFest. My bad. Sorry, guys. There's a lot of stuff to remember, okay? My bad. But yeah, I need to get XLs to max that thing and try it in PvP. Then we got ourselves more Bidoofs, more Starlies. That was kind of a theme. Then we got ourselves shiny Doduo, and this one is lucky to have in our shiny collection because We failed one, yes. If you guys remember, we failed a shiny Squirtle on this Spotlight Hour. We left it because Squirtle Community Day was like 2 weeks away, and we're like, oh, we're gonna leave it. I got a shiny Squirtle minutes before, and we left it for the Spotlight Hour, and it turned out that the weather boost changed or something, and boom, I lost my shiny Pokemon. I failed a shiny. It was painful. But yeah, we also had a couple shiny fails during this season as well, which we'll talk about that later. But we got ourselves a shiny Cacnea. That was pretty awesome. We got that at the movie theaters. That was right after, actually, the Spotlight Hour. And this was actually when we had the increased spawn distance, which I'm missing a little bit. Honestly, if they never gave it to us, I think we would be fine. But like we still have it in the back of our minds. You know what I mean? Then we sorry, this was from research. Alola Meowth. Then we got ourselves a Vulpix, a Vullaby, our first ever shiny Vullaby, followed by 2 shiny Turtonator, one of which was tiny. I traded my other one to John because, of course, I said it even in the video. John got me both the shinies. He invited me to the raid that got me my tiny shiny, first of all. And then the second one he invited me to gave me, helped me complete a research task, which went ahead and got me a second shiny Turtonator. So I made sure to give him one of those when I was in New York with him. He was honestly just the reason why I had 2 shiny Turtonators, and one of them is a tiny shiny, which was a little bit of a theme. Tiny and huge shinies during the season. It was honestly kind of awesome to get as many as I did. Then July 4th happened. We got another Galarian Zigzagoon, but at least this one was perfectly themed for July 4th. I mean, let's just be honest. It's like the perfect red, white, and blue shiny. Then we got ourselves a Sandshrew on that day, as well as a Rockruff, which was pretty awesome. And then I think the Quillfish was the day after. So we definitely take it. I think there was also, was it one other shiny on that day? I can't remember. I might have transferred one of those shinies. But then the anniversary event rolled around, and we got non-stop shiny starters, starting with this Party Hat Squirtle, which was pretty awesome, and got more Ponytas, which was crazy as well. We got ourselves, as you can see, an Igglybuff. This was one of those solo egg hatches I was mentioning earlier. It was in a solo 2K egg, and it caught me off guard and was shiny, Igglybuff. Then we got ourselves Chikorita and Totodile, Trico, Absol, and then a huge shiny Mudkip. One of my favorite starter Pokemon is Mudkip, and we were able to pick up a huge shiny of it, and I was super happy about that. The purple on Mudkip always looks really good, and again, just it's Mudkip. You can't not like Mudkip. Then we had Squirtle Community Day, and we went ahead and got tons of shinies, and of course, sunglasses, Blastoise, which was pretty awesome. You always take, starter Pokemon, and Squirtle is a pretty awesome one, and I loved just being able to go ahead and pick up some sunglasses ones. The first time around, though, it was all right to me, and then we had a second one, a makeup one. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but yeah, that was kind of funny how that happened. Then we got ourselves 2 more Galarian Zigzagoons, a shiny Beedrill, a shiny Absol, shiny Gibble, and shiny Snivy. Oh my gosh, sorry about that. Chespin, Absol, Ponyta, just a bunch of shinies. And actually, on that Beedrill, this one right here, this was a wild shiny Beedrill from my daily insets. And that same day, I caught my Galarian Moltres with my Master Ball, which was pretty awesome. So that day is forever memorable. I got a shiny on my daily, and actually 2 Galarian birds, a Zapdos that ran away, and then a Moltres that I used my Master Ball because I was not willing to let it run away. But then we got ourselves a Yungoos, a Swinub, a Slackoth, which we evolved. 2 of those during that Snorlax weekend event, which was pretty cool. Then we got a Purloin, Jigglypuff, another Mudkip. As you can see, a lot smaller than our huge one that is up here. We love huge shinies, okay? It's great. Then we got ourselves a shiny Cacnea, another Doduo, and then Riolu Hatch Day came around. And actually, sorry, this Doduo was on that day. We started the day with that. And then we got ourselves 5 shiny Riolus, one of which I special swapped, lucky traded, with my fiance, which was awesome. And I got a shiny 98 from that. So that was pretty incredible. Then we got ourselves a Chansey and 2 Rockruffs before Squirtle Makeup Community Day, one of which was a tiny shiny Rockruff. It was absolutely crazy. I couldn't believe it. I mean, look how small this blue doggo is. It's absolutely crazy. I've gotten a fair few of tiny and huge shinies this season, and I'm very happy about it because honestly, I just love seeing them. It's like, look, I'm a shiny collector. I love collecting shinies. I love catching shiny Pokemon. And to get this, like, extra rarity with, like, huge and tiny shinies, it's just awesome for me. It just adds even more for me, and it's awesome. Then we got ourselves a bunch of Squirtles, some sunglasses Squirtles, and one of which was a 15-15-14 functional hundo shiny party hat, shiny sunglasses. I keep saying party hat. Shiny sunglasses Squirtle, which my fiance checked for me, and I couldn't believe how close we were to the shundo. I think it was like 1 or 2 CP off, which was absolutely crazy. And then the next event rolled around. We got ourselves a shiny Growlithe, 2 shiny Blitzels, a Doduo, Young Goose, Onyx, and we got Messi. Yes, so this was actually the day that I got to go witness Messi play live, and I was very happy about that. Honestly, Messi is such a legend. He's like one of my favorite sports players of all time, just in general, from all across sports. And I was able to see him live, and that day we hatched our first ever shiny Mantike, which was pretty exciting. But then we move on. We got another Squirtle, a Lilleep, this Lilleep actually starts Adventure Week. And Adventure Week was so much fun. We found a bunch of shinies during that week, and let's just talk about what we got. We got a 999 CP Lilleep, shiny Lilleep, sorry. And then we got 2 shiny Galarian Zigzagoons, of course. They're everywhere. And a bunch of shiny Aerodactyls. I think I got 6 on the week. But I got 2 shiny Tyrant in the same day. And you're like, where's the second one? Sorry, where's the second one? I went ahead and traded one to my fiance in our lucky trade. It was actually a Riolu for a Tyrant. I remembered it a little bit incorrectly, but it is what it is. But yeah, I traded her a Tyrant because she really wanted one from Florida. She just tried so hard to find one. And then in New York, she tried so hard to find one. She finally got on the final day 3 in New York. She got her shiny Tyrant in New York to complete her line. But I did get 2 shiny Tyrant in this event. It was absolutely crazy. And they were on the same day, and one of which I think I had my fiance check for me, which was absolutely crazy. It was just like a live shiny check, and it was absolutely insane. But we also got a Bidoof. You take it, Apom, again, take it. Kabuto, Lilleep, and then Poliwag Community Day came around, and honestly, it was bad to me. Quick keyword shiny Poliwag. I only got 12 shinies on this day, and I transferred one away, I believe. And I also had a shiny Swablu that spawned randomly. But yeah, it was not too nice to me, I'm going to be honest. Don't know why this one isn't favorited, but it was not too nice to me. I don't know what was up with that day. I think I had like 500 checks for 12 shinies. I didn't go as hard as a normal community day, but it was still kind of disappointing. But then we got ourselves more Aerodactyls, our first ever shiny Archon, shiny Kabuto, Lilleep, a trade that we did in there. I think that was for, I can't really remember what that was for. It was for something. Got ourselves a Shieldon. Then we got a shiny Tortuga, our first ever one in Pokemon Go. This one was pretty exciting. This shiny is just so good, and I refuse to evolve it until I get a second one because it evolves and it doesn't get better. But then we also got a shiny Wild Shiny Lopunny, and a shiny Corsola. This was something I was hunting for while I was in Florida, just relentlessly. I really wanted this shiny, and we went ahead and picked it up with, I think, 2 weeks left while I was in Florida. Like, I had 2 weeks until I left Florida. So it was absolutely crazy to pick this up. And this was also on the last day of Adventure Week. And yeah, we picked up this shiny Corsola. The shiny's just so amazing. And my jaw dropped when this thing popped up. I'm not going to lie. Like, I could not believe it. Then we got ourselves a shiny Pineco. This is the last day, by the way. For Adventure Week, my final day, I went hard to try to find shiny more. We got a shiny Lopunny, shiny Corsola, shiny Pineco, and hashtag shiny Bonsly out of a solo egg. Again, solo eggs. Why do I not record them? Just to be safe. But yeah, we had ourselves 4 shinies that were not event shiny. It was kind of funny to finish the event. But again, shiny Bonsly, you take any day of the week. It's a hatch that, you know, it's a pretty nice shiny hatch. Then we got ourselves a shiny Marill, shiny Venipede, which actually put me 1 away from completing the line. We finished that in New York. We'll talk about that. Then we got ourselves a Dino, hatched out of an egg, and an Amora that was traded. We traded an Amora. I forget. I think it was for a Helioptile. So that wasn't caught this season. So I guess you can -1 from the trade list. Most of the trades that I did this season were stuff that I caught in season. But this one was actually one of those that was not. But then we got ourselves a shiny Lilligant, which was a shiny Petalil. There we go. I almost forgot for a second. Shiny Petalil on his debut. It debuted in London and Osaka. Day after, we had a debut event for it, and I went ahead and picked it up. It was absolutely crazy. I picked it up out of an egg on the final egg. I think it was like the final egg of, or at least the final batch of that day of that vlog, and it was absolutely crazy. Then we got ourselves a shiny Minun later that day when we got home. That was cool. Shiny Cacnea, shiny Hoppip. You don't really like to see Hoppip. I knew that was coming during that grass type event. I knew it was coming. But then we got ourselves a shiny Shelmet, a shiny Oddish, and another shiny Oddish during the Oddish day. So there was like a Cacnea day, a Lilligant day where they were spawning more in parks. So I got 2 shiny Oddish while I was spawning more in parks, a shiny Cacnea while I was spawning more in parks, but it was actually caught outside of a park, which is funny. But then on that Oddish day, the same spot almost where we got ourselves a shiny Cacnea, I went to go check some Oddish, and we got ourselves a shiny Mantike that was actually really good IVs at 96% as well. And this thing caught me so off guard because basically I was going to check wild spawns, and then my Adventure Seek 5K popped out of nowhere. I didn't even realize, and then boom, I tapped it. Boom, shiny Mantike number 2. It was absolutely crazy. I couldn't believe it, and I was very happy to pick this up. And then the final day of that event, we got ourselves our cookie dough Swirlix before heading to the zoo. That was a really fun day, honestly, the zoo. And yeah, that vlog was a lot of fun. That's up on the channel. But we got ourselves a shiny Swirlix and 2 shiny Paris during that spotlight hour. It was a lot of fun. Then we got ourselves the 98% shiny that I was telling you guys about. We swapped a Tyrant for a Lucario. This thing was awesome to get. I know it's a 14, 15, 15. It's a Goku bad, but it's still very good. Then we got ourselves a Sableye, Drillbur. Love shiny Drillbur, by the way. That shiny's great. Shiny Onix, shiny Zigzagoon, and then Froakie Community Day came around, and this put us very close to 1,000 shinies on the year already. We got ourselves 51 shinies during this event. It was absolutely crazy, and one of them was a huge shiny. You could just see the difference between that and that. Absolutely ginormous. And we got ourselves actually some pretty good IV ones as well. We evolved a bunch of them because shiny Greninja is just really nice. Then we got ourselves a shiny Lillipup not too long after Community Day, as well as a Sableye, another Wooper, which we take, and then this. As we got into the airport for New York, we got ourselves a wild shiny Gyarados on the way to the airport. It was absolutely crazy. This was wild shiny. I called it. I was like, hey, there's a shiny, Gyarados in the wild. You could get, it could be shiny. It's 1 in 64. Thomas clicked it. No. My fiance clicked it. No. Me? Yes, it was absolutely crazy. I'm still so happy that I picked that thing up. Then we got ourselves right before New York Go Fest here. We hit Dwebble when we just went on a normal walk, and then Galarian Zigzagoon out of nowhere right before New York Go Fest. And then the Tentacool starts things off for New York Go Fest. And as I said, we were getting very close to 1,000 shinies in the year, and this was actually our thousandth. I don't know. I keep messing that up. But we got ourselves an 11, 11, 11. Very bad IV from research, right? Comparatively, it could be a lot better. But that was our 1,000th shiny on the year. And we got ourselves a shiny Tentacool, Noibat, Axew, and Snorlax before that, which was pretty awesome. And again, shiny Lucario, I think, is one of the coolest shinies to get as your 1,000th shiny of the year. Like, just like a milestone like that. It was very cool to get. But then we got ourselves a double shiny Gulpin not too long after that. Shiny Kangaskhan, more shiny Snorlax, 2 shiny Unknown Ends, one of which cruise ship caught for me. It was this one specifically. And yeah, that was pretty awesome. Then we got ourselves Makuhita, Tentacruel. Again, this is one that JT Valor caught me. It was pretty good IVs. The IVs even caught us off guard. Then we got ourselves a shiny Bisharp, a shiny 96% Clink from research at 13, 15, 15. We got ourselves a shiny Spoink, and by shiny Bisharp, I meant Pawniard from research. This was pretty awesome. Pawniard was a shiny I just constantly hunted for, and I finally was able to get my hands on it in New York Go Fest, and I was very happy about that. And then even global, I was able to get one. We'll talk about that later. But we also had this, a shiny 98% 15, 15, 14 functional hundo shiny Rayquaza from a raid. It was absolutely crazy. And what's even crazier is I got 3 98% in a row. It was crazy. I got 3 out of 4. It was a 98% caught it, 98% caught it. Then it was like a bad IV, and then I got this, a shiny 98, and it was actually the same exact CP as my first raid in that sequence. It was like 2733, I think was the CP, which was pretty awesome. It was crazy. Then we got a double shiny Archon on the walk back into the city. We were leaving the park at that point. Then we got ourselves a Hitmontop, a Nosepass, a shiny Tyrant on the bus, which my fiance was pretty mad at me about at the time because she was looking for that thing non-stop. Again, she was really, really wanting that shiny Tyrant. It was her number one goal, even over Skrelp and Golett, the 2 brand new shinies from the weekend. She wanted that more than anything. Then we got a Hitmonchan as well as a Lucario. Then we got a Noibat, our first ever shiny Skrelp. Then we got a Kangaskhan, Gulpin, a Satchel Dactyl. I love this thing so much. A level 1 shiny Shieldon, a baby. And then we got ourselves some Hitmontops, a Nosepass, a Chimecho, another Satchel Dactyl, a Venipede, and a city background shiny Xerneas. I wanted at least one of the raid legendary boss with this awesome shiny, of course, with this background, and it was awesome to get as with Xerneas, a pretty good shiny in by itself. Rayquaza would have been also really cool to get though. But we got ourselves another wild Lucario as well as a Clink to help complete that shiny line, and then another Skrelp to complete that shiny line, a Snorlax, a exclamation point unknown. This was absolutely crazy to see. One of the rarest things on the whole weekend. And in that same unknown minute, we actually left 2 shinies. One was a Kangaskhan and one was a Hitmontop. The other one went to shiny unknown A, which we take. Then we got ourselves a shiny Dratini. Funny enough, funny story, there was a hundo Dratini called out in the park. It was like, there's a hundo Dratini, everybody was looking for it, blah, blah, blah. Thomas, my brother, ended up getting a shiny Dratini during that whole craze, right before that whole craze, before we got into it, and he caught it. It was a Shundo Dratini. Yes, he got himself a Shundo Dratini, which evolved into Dragonite now, but he got that Shundo without even realizing. On the car ride home is when he realized, when he 4-star checked, when I showed him the Hundo I had caught for the day, and he was like, wait a second. What's going on here? And then boom, it was a Shundo Dratini in his collection. Then we got ourselves a shiny Lucario again in the wild, a level 1 shiny Skrelp, which we take, another Satchel Dactyl, 2 more Hitmontops. It was a little bit of a theme, and we ended day 1 with a shiny Volter, but not quite, because we got a Zigzagoon. Yes, we got a normal shiny, I almost said Galarian Zigzagoon, normal shiny Zigzagoon right after, on the way home between New York Go Fest days. I wonder, does it show Go Fest? No, it doesn't. Okay, it was right in between the days. Then we come back, started the day with Baltoy, Hitmontop, Venipede, another Skrelp, Nosepass, Pinsir, Voltorb, Golett. Now, day 2 and day 3 were the day of Golets. I got so many shiny Golets after not getting a single one on day 1. We got ourselves 4 here, you can see in a quick span. 2 big Chunguses, shiny Snorlax, some shiny Slugma, which I finally completed that shiny line. I had 1 for the longest time. Then we got another Gulpin, another Shroomish, Chimecho. Then we got ourselves a Venipede, another unknown A, as well as an unknown M with pretty good IVs, and it was level 1. Then we got ourselves a Nosepass, more Golets. Golurk looks really good as well. Shiny Slugma, more Satchel Dactyls, another Clink, some Throws, which we didn't get on day 1, but I wasn't too fussed about it. A Gulpin, a shiny Rayquaza with decent IVs, honestly. It's nothing too horrible there. Got ourselves a shiny Unknown as well, another N. We got a bunch of those. Satchel Dactyl, and then Mystic 7 went ahead and caught me this almost perfect PvP IV. I almost said Shieldon, Bastiodon, and look, we have to power this thing up at some point. I did max out one before that I use for PvP right now, so that's why my XLs aren't looking too good, but I will get some XLs for that in the future. We got a Nosepass, another Golett, a Yamask, and then 666 shiny shiny Pawniard, which is pretty awesome. It's just like a dark type Pokemon with that kind of CP, like that weird number, 666, all the stuff around it. To get it with Pawniard was kind of funny, and I run a kind of thing on my Instagram page where I talk about Pokemon being evil when they're 666 TP, so to get it as a shiny was pretty cool. Then we got ourselves another shiny Tyrant. This one was luckily after, I think, oh no, it was in the middle of the days. So no, this was before my fiance still got her shiny, and she was pretty frustrated because actually me, Thomas, and John on day 2 of the event all got shiny Tyrant, and she was like, why didn't I go day 2? Because that was the one day she took off. Then we got ourselves shiny Slugma, another Durant. This was actually our first one ever. Grumpig, which was from a Spoink. We finally evolved that to complete that shiny line, and a shiny Unknown D. Yes, I got the D in New York. Yeah, I just had to say it. Okay, Cruise Ship did that in Osaka, and it just made me have to say it in New York. It was very funny. Then we got ourselves a shiny Venipede, another shiny Pawniard, a shiny Throw, shiny Surskit, Masquerain, which is another Surskit, which you evolved it, So Viper, Spoink, Cranidos, a shiny Unknown Eye. Yes, I got at least one of every single shiny Unknown. It was absolutely crazy at New York Go Fest. We'll keep talking about that once the other ones pop up. We got a Chimecho, another Golett, again, Day of the Golett. We got a Ghastly. This one isn't the good IV one, right? Yeah, no, it is decent IVs, but we'll talk about one that we got really good IVs on. Then we also got this, a full-on shiny at Go Fest. Yeah. Randomly on the Glacial Lure module, this spawned in, wasn't boosted at all. It was part of the Global Go Fest, but not New York Go Fest, and I picked it up as a shiny. It was crazy. But then we got another exclamation point unknown, and the day 2 vlog wrapped up with me getting some more shinies here, but there was actually a shiny Heatmore, which I traded away, but it was actually right after the shiny Clink that caught me so off guard. It was pretty funny. But then we got ourselves, one of our main goals for the final day was to get shiny Venonat and its family done, and we were able to do that with it very early on. We got it as, I think, our second shiny. No, it was our first shiny of the day. Sorry. It was our first shiny of the day. Tyrone was our last shiny of the last day. We got a shiny Dratini, 2 Chimechos, Archon, Heatmore, Aerodactyl, Skorupi, Baltoy, Lucario, Chimecho, and then Venonat to complete that shiny line. Skorupi, another unknown, which was actually swapped. I got back-to-back shiny Pinsir, and I went ahead and swapped one of them and got a shiny unknown A. Hey, at the end of the day, it's a shiny unknown. Then we got ourselves a shiny Golurk again, which was evolved from a Golett. Again, as I told you, day 2 and 3 were Golett Central. Another Satchel Dactyl, more Heatmore. This Ghastly is the one I was talking about. It's a 15-10-50. very good IVs. Then we got ourselves some shiny Kangaskhan, Shieldon, Hitmonchan, Slugma, more Slugma, Archon, unknowns all over the place, another unknown eye, Aerodactyl, Satcheldactyl, our first ever shiny Darmako that was caught by myself. I was so happy to pick this thing up. I don't know why it hates me so much, okay? But we also got this Pikachu from New York. I got a bunch of Pikachus at Global, but this Pikachu was actually pretty difficult to find in the city. In the park, it was more common than it was in the city, but even in the park, it wasn't that common. And in the city, somehow, I managed to pick that up. And then not too long later, I got a shiny Unknown N and O. Yeah, because I was on fire. You know what I mean? Yeah, good joke. Okay, thank you. But yeah, we picked up our shiny unknown O, and that was the last unknown that we needed to get every single unknown at New York Go Fest, which was absolutely crazy. More wild Lucorios, more unknowns, more Golets, and then we got ourselves this, a shiny Kangaskhan, followed by a, oh wait, that's not it. Oh, sorry. That's a little bit awkward. We'll get into that later. Then we got ourselves another Tyrant, which was actually luckily after my fiance picked up hers, and we actually twinned on this shiny Tyrant, which is pretty awesome. Then we got ourselves a shiny unknown N, a Magby, Magcargo, which was another Slugma. We evolved that, Archon, Pawniard, but just a bunch of shinies, and there we go. That's the shiny. The other one was a little bit awkward. I'm sorry. But we got ourselves a shiny Kangaskhan, which was pretty awesome. This was a huge shiny Kangaskhan, just caught in New York. It was my only huge shiny on the weekend, and it was a Kangaskhan, a regional, which is pretty awesome. It's not obviously from where I live, so this was a pretty cool find, honestly. As well as, I forgot to say, the Magby was out of a solo 5K egg. Of course, guys, I don't know why I don't record solo eggs. I swear. But more times than not, they're not really that good. But then we got ourselves another shiny Skrelp. We got ourselves a Shroomish, Throw. I actually failed the shiny Skrelp at this point. Also failed the shiny Skorupion this weekend. And a shiny Axew. 3 shiny fails on the weekend. Pain. I know. You guys can watch those vlogs back if you guys want to see some of these awesome moments. But yeah, then we did some trades at the end. One of our trades with John went lucky. We got this, a pretty decent shiny Snorlax, but his was a 96, which was pretty cool. But then we end that event and we go into the end of the season, and we go into Global Go Fest towards the end of the season. But then we got ourselves 2 shiny Zubats, a shiny Lillipup, 2 of those actually, and a shiny Jupiter. I could not believe this. I did obviously not go to London or Osaka. I would have loved to, but we got this just randomly in PA when we got back to Pennsylvania, and the luck has just been awesome since getting back. We got ourselves the Baneri, Bidoof, another Galarian Zigzagoon, of course, a Galarian Stunfisk, but we got this, a shiny Galarian Zigzagoon that was a huge, we evolved it all the way, and we're back. Sorry, my SD card just failed, but we got this huge shiny Galarian Zigzagoon right before, 30 minutes before Global Go Fest, which was absolutely crazy, and then we popped off at Global Go Fest. Of course, you guys have probably seen those videos pretty recently, but we'll just go quickly through everything. We got ourselves a bunch of shinies with the Pikachus, just tons of those. Shiny Helioptile, Ferroseed, Bellsprout, Joltik, which we evolved. Then we got ourselves just a bunch of awesome stuff, a bunch of Pikachus, some Goomies, of course. I love shiny Goomies so much. I'm so happy I was able to pick up a couple of those this weekend. One of them was this 96% shiny Goomy, which we evolved all the way into Goodra. And we got ourselves a pretty good IV, which is funny enough, well, not pretty good IV, bad IV, but level 1 shiny unknown. I forgot the other one, the level 1 shiny unknown M. We actually have 2 level 1 shiny unknown M's. How weird is that? Then we got ourselves shiny Oranguru, again another brand new shiny that was off the incense. And yeah, we got a bunch of brand new shinies, including 2 more Goomies there. We got a Fomantis, which was pretty cool. That's a relatively rare shiny. But we picked up the male shiny Shellos towards the end of the event. I think it was the last 15 minutes of day 1. Then we got ourselves some more Beldums and all that. More Pikachus. To start the day, look at that. We had 5 shiny Pikachus out of our first 6 shinies. And then I guess you want to look at it, 6 out of our first 11 shinies. It was absolutely crazy, the Pikachu luck we had at the end there. Then we got ourselves a Barboach, Ferroseed, Whismur, Blue Milk, Carvanas. We had a couple of those, Giraffarigs. We flexed those on Thomas. More male shiny Shellos, so this actually completed our line, as well as another Pawniard, Doug Trio, Alolan Diglett. I was very happy to pick up a couple of those. I love that shiny, as you guys know. Shiny Rayquaza, shiny Gastrodon, Carvana, Octillery, which was our second shiny Remoraid. We had one that was level 1, somewhere up on day 1. Yeah, it was somewhere there. But a bunch of brand new shinies for me. And look at this, a near Nundo. So close to a shiny Nundo. That would have been absolutely crazy to pick that up. But yeah, we got ourselves a bunch of shinies during this whole event. And there's some shinies that are top secret down there. That's going to be in tomorrow's video, our last shiny hunts for this season. But honestly, this season overall has been absolutely crazy. And I actually wanted to look real quick, how many hundos did we manage to pick up this season? 17. Not bad at all. We hatched ourselves a shiny Wimpod on day one of Hundo Wimpod on day one of that Clauncher release event, and we picked up a Hundo Clauncher from Research, which was pretty cool, as well as a Hundo Spinnerack randomly. Then we got a Hundo Party Hat Bulbasaur and a Hundo Squirtle Squad Squirtle with sunglasses. We actually had one of these before, but now we have one as a Squirtle and one as a Blastoise, because you gotta keep one as a Squirtle, you know what I mean? Then we got ourselves 2 Hundo Ponytas on the same day. We got ourselves a Galarian Ponyta, as you can see, caught on 7-Eleven, as well as a Kanto Ponyta. That was absolutely crazy. 2 Hundos on the same day. Ponyta's just one Galarian, one not. Then we also did some trades with my fiance. One of them did end up going to Hundo for me. She's got like 4 Hundos from our trading, just like, you know, just trading after events and stuff, trading stuff that we want to get XLs for and all that. That season bonus, I'm very sad that it's going away. But yeah, we also got a Hundo Execute from Research, Hundo Amora from an egg, Hundo Tyrant from Research. Then we got ourselves a Petalil Hundo. Where did we get this from? Did we hatch this? Where did we get this? Oh, Research. That's right. That was from Research. Then we had a tiny Hundo, which was pretty awesome. Our first ever tiny Hundo. Charlie, of course, called out that Hundo Lucario for us at New York. That was our only Hundo that weekend. And we got ourselves a Hundo Groudon, which was pretty awesome. This was caught during Global Go Fest. It's level 40 at the moment, and it's called Revenge because I failed a Hundo Groudon. Yes, guys, I did. I failed it at Hoenn, and it was pretty painful. But we also got a Hundo Helioptile, as well as a Hundo Bonsley that we hatched out of nowhere. But that's this season in a nutshell. We got over 600 shinies, 17 Hundos. A very, very good season for us. It was absolutely crazy. You guys let me know. Just go age 0 to 90 and then click shiny. How many shinies did you guys get in the last season? Let me know in the comments down below. Hopefully you guys all had an amazing season. And let's have an even better next season. That's going to be basically impossible to beat because there's no Go Fest. Go Fest, I mean, provided with 300 plus shinies for me. So my goal for the next season is probably around 300 shinies. And yeah, we'll see what we could get. Halloween is a lot of fun. You know, September has a lot of Paldean themed events, which I'm very excited about. So there's a lot of stuff to get excited about. So make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of it. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.